Good day. My name is Juan Christopher de Angeles, and I'm here to present my paper, Uniquely Magbukun, Perceptions of Indigenous Community about their intellectual property rights for their traditional knowledge systems. Before I start, I'd like you to look at this picture. This particular picture is one of the paintings of my former student, whom I go in the community with. So in this picture, it is shown an Aita, a Magbukun member of the Magbukun tribe, and they are performing what we call pangangagon. In this particular ritual, in their tradition, it is used to heal people. These members of the tribe, the older members of the tribe, they go to that particular individual whom they will heal, and they will perform rituals by asking or praying for some entity that they believe in. With the short interviews, the pakikipagkwentuhan and pagtatanong-tanong that I performed with my previous students, I found out that this tradition, pangangagon, is just one of the rituals they perform in in their community, and this will lead us to the purpose of our study, which is to uh, unravel, to reveal their perceptions about how these rituals are being recognized and credited to their particular community, which is the Magbukun tribe. And here is one of the related literature that I consulted in this particular research. So, according to Lucusi and Matur, Indigenous community has a growing prominence in the discussion of human rights jurisprudence in the International Forum concerning special rights of Indigenous people. So as you can see, in the recent years, there have been much discussion about Indigenous community, especially their rights, and one of the most interesting topics under these discussions is the intellectual property rights, which I think, and supported by this literature, uh, there have been conflict between indigenous knowledge and these indigenous uh, traditions and the intellectual property rights that we implement in the country. In 2012, Anthony Tubman, director of the Intellectual Property Division of the World Trade Organization, posited that there have been three major assumptions about intellectual property protection in indigenous people. So the first one, it's IP focus on private rights and commercial firms. The second one, IP is time bound and considerate about the intergenerational context of the traditional knowledge systems. And then the third one is IP is a form of commodification, making indigenous culture a commodity that can be traded globally. So these assumptions raise issues in different researchers. So they focus on examining these considerations in their research. The participants in this study are my former students from Morong National High School, Senior High School. So I gathered data from five students, and this is one of the limitations of the study. I was able to gather data from only five students because of the limited time, and also I'm still waiting for the approval of the NCIP for my research. But then I I urge to have this preliminary data gathering in order to look at the responses and the perceptions of these young members of the Magbukun tribe. So to select uh, the participants, what I utilize is the purposive sampling because I have certain criteria set in choosing the participants. One of the criteria is being a member of the Magbukun tribe, being a Gen Z member of the Magbukun tribe, currently enrolled in a college or university, in order for me to know their perceptions. They are the ones who are exposed to different knowledge and education. So it is the best set of participants for my study. For methodology, what we use, this is qualitative research. So for data gathering, what I use is the indigenous method, pagtatanong-tanong, and pakikipagkwentuhan. So I believe that this particular method is fit in the data gathering for indigenous people. So this is different from the usual interview because pagtatanong-tanong and pakikipagkwentuhan, as introduced to me by one of my professor in DLSU, Sir Robert Javier, it is different in a way that it's unstructured. So, in the interviewing process, the flow, there is no guide, but then you will direct the flow into exploring the topics that you want to examine. So, after gathering the data, I transcribe it. And after transcribing the data, I use thematic analysis in order to interpret the data. And after interpreting the data, I came up with the following themes. Okay, based from my simple data gathering, I came up with the major themes and these minor themes. So as you can see, the first major theme is the citation of the different traditions like pangangagon, pagpapaapoy sa buho, pagluluto sa buho, pagbabahag sa pagtitipon. So these uh, unique traditions that they have in the Magbukon tribe, they still know, and I'm happy to hear that even though the Gen Z, the young people from the Magbukon tribe, still still have the knowledge about their own culture. Now, for the second major team, nagbibigay ng sapat na pagkilala bilang orihinal na may-ari ng aming tribo. So, this team pertains to the recognition and credit that people give to their tribe when they use their uh, indigenous knowledge. Indigenous knowledge which pertains to the different concepts, different rituals that they have in their community. So the first major team has 5 responses, and then the second major team has 8. So for the minor teams, I have 4. And the first is malaki ang respeto at nagbibigay ng pagpapahalaga mula pa nung una sa aming tradisyon. So this pertains to the respect that other people gave to their tribe. And these kids, they they acknowledge the respect given to their tribe when they are being uh, and being gathered, especially in celebrations like in the IP month. So the second major team, nagbibigay ng sapat na intellectual property o credits ang aming tribo. So they are seeing these people being intellectual property rights. They are seeing these people. Uh, they're seeing these people acknowledge the intellectual property rights and give credit to the concept they use from the tribe. And then the third one is pinagmamalaki nila at pinaglalaanan ng oras at celebration. So they are explaining that the outsider from their tribe, when they use concepts from their tribe, they are using it. They are giving high praise for it, especially when comes to celebrations like in the previous month they have this IP month where they they acknowledge the traditions of our Magbukun tribe. And the last one, pinapaniwalaan at tinatangkilik ang ibang layang aming sariling tradisyon. So it pertains to the use of their tradition with the different outsiders. Now, with these results, you can see that even the young members of the Magbukon tribe uh, feel this uh, respect from the outsiders. But then, uh, going to these teams, I have this realization that these young kids, because they are exposed with people in the town and they are exposed with the education, they consider uh, the use of their indigenous knowledge to be being credited by different institutions. But then, if you will just look at it carefully, the recognition and the giving of credit in the technical sense is not actually uh, in a good terms. What I mean is that yes, people are recognizing them in their post, in their publications, but then uh, giving them uh, this sense of owning their tradition is not exemplified in our current community. What I mean is that they're being recognized, but then having a specific ownership to this tradition is currently not available for the indigenous people. Again, this is just a preliminary data gathering from my former students in Morong National High School Senior High School. And with the grant of the council, hopefully I will be able to gather more participants and further this research. And thank you for listening. And I hope I was able to share some insights about the intellectual property rights of the Magbukun tribe. Again, this is my paper, Uniquely Magbukun, Perceptions of indigenous people about their indigenous knowledge systems. Thank you.